Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, welcome on our weekly Dharma Talk. Nice to see you all back again. Today's Dharma Talk is very important talk for all of us to understand the life, to understand what is guilt about, and what is the conscious decisions about. Most of time we take the decisions, and whenever we take the decisions, we all of us know at a particular time, a particular day, a particular moment, the decisions was taken and based on best availability, based circumstances, and based our consciousness. So then, why we have a feeling of the guilt in our life? And this is what we're going to talk today. In all of us life, there is always is a moment where we have took the decisions, and after that, we always think, why it would have been better if I have taken decisions in this way. If it would have been better if I have taken decisions in this way. It would have been better if I have taken decisions with this consultation process. Today we all going to be understand what's going through in our mind when we take the decisions, and particularly important decisions about the life. Let us understand the consciousness. Consciousness means that we always aware, we always conscious about the decisions we take. Simple example I will give you. In last 22 months, we are in this pandemic situation. When we had almost 60, 70 or 100 cases, then we had full lockdown, level number 5. Can't even get out from the house. While we have thousands of the cases, but we're moving out, we're doing the things. Now if we ask ourselves, was that decision was wrong, or is this decision is wrong? Now if we compare between these two decisions, then what will happen? We're going to tell ourselves, no, that decision was right, so this decision is wrong. No, this is also is wrong, right? That means we are fully consciously aware decisions which we take at that particular time, it's based on interest of our own personal and emotional benefit. But I can tell you, 10 years down the line, these are the decisions will be a question, will become into this question, we know that was wrong. What stupidity people did that time. When they had 100 cases, they were in a fully lockdown. Now they had thousands cases, they are back to normal. So those who took the decisions, they were wrong. That always will be in his question. But if those who have lived that life, they will understand better why it was so necessary. This is simple example I have given. In our life, if we look at that, there was always moment where we had to take some decisions about the life, about the challenges, and about the our importance of our life. And that time, we take the decisions with fully consciousness, fully awareness, knowing that maybe it will be a wrong, maybe it will be a right, and we take the decisions and we move on with it. So then the guilt part, from where the guilt part comes? The guilt part comes when we take the decisions not with consciousness, but when we take the decisions with either our high ambitions, either our high expectations, or our external benefit. Based on that, when we take the decisions, then definitely guilt part always comes later in the life. Therefore, I started with the consciousness, reality, and then guilt. When we are consciously aware that these decisions what I'm taking, it will have an impact on the many people's life. But if I am putting my interest first on that one, then that will be judged based on that. I will give you two examples in the life. I will not go back into the scriptures, Mahabharata, Ramayana, that always you listen from me. But reality, life, I will give you example. The first person I will mention name here is Hitler. He took the decisions in his life, but it has impact on many people's life. That's why he is being judged based on what he has done. In the same time, if we look at our leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, they also took the decisions, tough decisions they took in their life. But them in decisions was based on the consciousness, not on personal benefit note. Based on the circumstances which was required for that particular time and moment, based on the situations, environment which was necessary for them to do it. That is why today they are into the category of the respect. In our personal life too, in our professional life too. When we involve ourselves in one of the category, either personal benefit or manavata, means ke humanity, then we should always choose a manavata front of the personal benefit. Then our consciousness will help us to take the very good decisions. That will help us to boost our morals, our ethics, and our reality. Because once, let's say, that's a one part is taking the decisions, but another part is facing the reality after the taking the decisions. Because we took the decisions, now we have to face the reality. And when we start facing the reality of the taking the decisions, then that story start of the guilt or joy, or some one of the things. Therefore, today I have chosen this topic to understand us better. And if I go back into the Bhagavad Gita, briefly explanation, in the first chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna already has said to the Arjun, why you are into the state of the mind of the guilt, where you have done all your exercise to having full consciousness awareness. You had done what you supposed to do. Now there is no state of the feeling about the guilt. All procedures was followed before you reach to this stage of the war. And then reminding him again where when Krishna Bhagavan wanted to go to for the peace deal, and thus you all brothers, besides the Yudhishthira, but you all, particularly you, Arjun and uh, Bhim, was very enthusiastic. What about our vows which we have taken? What about our pratigna which we have taken? Now, how can we have a peace deal? Those time you people was very excited. Your conscious decisions is there. Now you have to face it. You have to accept it. And you have to move on with it. And we, all of us, should learn this. Before we take the decisions, we should go through the entire procedure of the fully consciousness, fully awareness of the outcome of these decisions. Yes, it may not in a way which we have already has predicted, but it will be into the positions where we can tell ourselves, yes, I was fully aware. I have done with my fully awareness, not based on, oh man, hey, I should have done this way. No, I should have tell this way. Or I should have speak this way. Or my tone should have in this manners. Or I should have done that way. No, that question shouldn't be arise after we move on. Remember that. Small little guilt, a small little question on your decisions that tells you you had a personal interest on those decisions. Life is not easy. Life is not as difficult also, which we have made it. Life is not complicated, and life is not as smooth. We create our life with our fully awareness. That's why we as a Hindu, today is our dharma talk. We focus on our Hinduism, our Hindu culture, our Hindu traditions, our Hindu belief systems, our Hindu way of the life. I will go into a little bit in depth about. When we teach our children Hinduism, we should aware about it, what we're teaching them, what we guiding them, which direction we taking them, because that will be have a impact in the future, which will it will have an impact into the next generations. And I have been spoken very often about this, all details about, but yet once again I'm repeating a small part of that, because that consciousness is very important. We may have a short term glory, definitely, no doubt on it. We may have a short term benefit. We may have a short term respect, love. We may have a short term power, position, status. But remember, that is not going to be stay with us forever. Therefore, as soon as that power, position, and status and glory will go, and then when we have to face the reality, then the guilt will definitely come. But if you have taken decisions not to focusing on your personal glory or personal status or personal benefit, then satisfaction will come. Satisfaction is very important. And satisfaction comes when we have fully consciousness, fully awareness. And it reminds me the one small stories about it. When because if we have to maintain and our Hinduism, our Hindu culture, our Hindu tradition, our ways of the life, then we, every one of us, have to play a part for it. There was a one village, the village A and village B, and there was always trading used to be happen between two villages. People used to go from here to there to buy them groceries and them item, and then those people used to come. And suddenly, what happened? One year, the rain came, and between two villages, they fall in a different two parts, south and north. And then the river was floating, and these two villages weren't prepared themselves how to build a bridge, how to, because they was completely both are in a disconnected each other, and it has impacted on them livelihood because trading was limitation. Then one person went to that river and start throwing the stone inside the river. Others villagers came, and from that side too they was watching, and some people was laughing away. What stupidity this man is doing by throwing one stone? What will happen? What will change? And in some, there are some people, they went and they asked him, hey, what stupidity you doing? You're just throwing the stone, but it will not change anything. And then he beautifully replied, he said, yes, it will not change. If I throw the one stone, it will not change. But if you all start throwing the one stone, one day it will become a bridge between them, that village, and between this village. And that bridge will help us to resume our business, our livelihood, our life. Then everybody understood. And they started throwing the stone from that side and this side too. The work which we were supposed to be happen in a year's time, which was done within a days. Because every single villager has played a role to build a bridge. And once that bridge was constructed, automatically the life has started. But when this story started, when they were in a crisis. Subject I want to draw it here is why we have to wait till we reach to the crisis situations in our life. When we take the decisions and when we reach to the crisis situations, definitely we will find a ways. But if we precautionary, if we think ahead and if we start building the bridges, when the rain comes, then bridge already is there. Then we don't have to suffer for it. If we start creating awareness of our tradition, our culture, our belief systems, our faith systems, our life system, our Hinduism system, and if we spread a good word about it, I can tell you, definitely the bridge is ready before we reach, before the rain or storm comes. ગુજરાતીમાં સરસ કહેવત છે, પાણી પહેલા પાળ બાંધવાની. પાણી પહેલા પાળ બાંધવાની. Before the water come, we must have our dam ready. It will benefit. So when I'm talking about the guilt part, before we reach to the guilt part, let us, all of us, think about it and say something and do something to keep our tradition, our culture, and our faith and our Hinduism alive. And everybody will says, "What I can do it," but you are the one can do it most. If you decide, for example, simple example, if you decide as an individual to go at your workplace every day by making the dot like this, even small, every day without compromising, then you are making change and you're bringing the difference into the system. Simple. This is a simple matter. Why we don't go with the making the dot to the workplace? Because we think maybe somebody will laugh on me, somebody will ask me a tense questions, because my boss will not like it, because it's not go with our ethics or our work system. But by thinking that we compromising with our morals and ethics. We're not saying we should be extremist and fundamentalist. No, I'm not encouraging at all. Extremism and fundamentalism have no place in anywhere in the world. But by having our 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 dharma alive, it's very important for us to having this kind of the things in our life. Then somebody will says now, so then this is symbolism. Then I will say no, this is not a symbolism, because we have forgotten the basics of the dharma. That is why we have to start from the basics of the dharma. That's why the basics is starting with making the dot at your workplace. Now you will think about what if somebody will ask me what answer I will give you. Then you have to do the research. Why should we make the dot? And if you have no answer, then you can ask us. People like us, they are there always to give you an answer. It's very in-depth meaning. Making the dot, there is a different type, but I'm just using the sandalwood powder, for example, which I always use and that a bit kanko. Eh? We in here, and there is a scientific in this Brahmarandra chakra. This is a Brahmarandra chakra, the seventh chakra in our body. This is the main chakra here. Brahma means ke open up our brain, our our mind. And as soon as that some sandalwood powder, sandalwood means to bring the coolness here. Bhagwan is not stupid who make everyday dot. Bring that coolness here, on our forehead. And when it's come to bring the coolness here, our mind always remain cool and calm. We don't get angry just like that. We don't react in just like that. That's where the dot is very important. I will give you basic hints. But if you want to practice this making dot and if you want to know more about it, then you can ask me. I will give you details. My number is always available. And we can have a one day talk show about it. These basic things. Basic I'm talking about. I remember, like, okay, I got the strings, ne? All the time I keep the strings. There was a days when that in most of time is happened in the schools. When I tell the parents, we need to tie the string to your child. Sometimes adults too, but parents. The parents first things they tells me, no man, even leave that other. But when we do the havan, puja in them houses. And when I tie the string, within half an hour they take out. And then one day I asked, why are you taking out? This is no when tomorrow they have to go to the school. But I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? If they go with to the school by having a string in them hand, it's our culture. And there is a scientific reason. I can give you the reason. I can give you the reason in the written. What's wrong? And they said, no, there are no answer for it. But up to today, I'm telling you, since the my children have started going school, I did not compromise. In them right hand, there is always string. If they come to home and they tell, "Okay, my teacher told me," I said, no problem, tomorrow I'll come and speak to your teacher, your teacher. I will speak to the principal. I will speak to the authority. We're not talking about the extremist and fundamentalist right. I'm not talking about the right versus. I'm talking about to keeping our tradition, our culture, our basics alive, which help them to focus into the education study. That's where the Hinduism is the greatest way to live the life. But we are forgetting about it. We don't understand about it. So I was talking about that basic things. Very important. I had to mute the mic for some reasons because of some technical issues arise. So just give me a few seconds and then I'll come back with the on mic. Okay, so we had some technical reasons because we know in living in a technology world the internet go down and other things happens, but it's fine. We're coming back. So I was talking about not to compromise. We don't want to become extremist, no, but basic things. If we not going to teach our children these basic things, then they will start compromise into the bigger things in the future. If we not going to play our role to build up a strong foundation of our tradition, our culture, our dharma, then definitely it will not help us to them and themselves in them future generation to keep alive these things. We're living in an information world. There's lots of information. There's no doubt. Plenty information available. But the subject is we got we have a fully information. But the subject is we don't want that information to be fulfilled. And this is what something which is we need to be understand what and where we going wrong. The reason why is we not saying, that's why my topic today is conscious decisions. We are fully aware, we fully consciously taking decisions in our life. We fully knowing that I'm not going to the mandir. I'm not allowing my child to learn our dharma. I'm not telling my child to learn our Gujarati or Hindi or Sanskrit or Marathi or any other language, Tamil, Telugu, any other language. I'm not allowing my child. I'm not giving my 100% to keep up my dharma, my faith, my belief system, allowing. Fully consciously we aware. I did not took my child on Diwali day to the mandir. I did not took my child to the New Year day to the mandir. I did not took my child to celebrate any festival into the mandir. I'm not allowing my child to teach to learning about Hanuman Chalisa. I'm not giving my child enough time to learning about the Prarthana, Stuti and basic tasks. Fully aware, we consciously aware. There's no doubt on it. I'm telling you, fully aware. We know that. Why? Because we know consciously there could be my personal interest coming first. What I want to do is, I want to celebrate my weekends. I want to celebrate my parties. I want to focus on my other things. I have kept it my place of the worship in a last in a priority. I have kept it my life in my life the dharma into the last in a priorities. Right now you're enjoying, you're glorifying yourself, you're having a good time. 10 years down the line, I'm telling you, record this my word. You can record it online. You can keep this clip. 10 years down the line, you will have a regret and guilt. I should have done that time to teach my child the dharma. If you're not giving enough time for the dharma, dharma will not give you a time. Remember that one thing. And that is why my line, if you're reading, dharmo rakshati rakshitah. It means a protected dharma will protect us. Very clear cut vision. That's why I says consciousness. Reality, consciousness, you consciously aware about, okay, I'm not doing these things. Reality, you know, okay, I supposed to do, and then guilt will come. But those who have given enough time to them children, consciously, and they know the reality also, they will they don't have to worry about the guilt because they know, okay, I have given my best. End of that is up to individual to decide what. As I gave example, string. When the I went to the principal, I told my principal, okay, look, this is my child going to be wear. When my child joined to the first year into the school, when grade one, I went to them, okay, my child will celebrate the Diwali. They will come in a casual dress. In fact, actually the school was so cooperative that time. Maybe this time too. When I went there and they when asked the principal, we going to celebrate our Diwali and my child will come with a casual dress. In fact, the principal says, don't worry, we will have a function about it. Diwali celebration functions. And they had it, Diwali celebration functions into the school, in fact. I remember. And then after a sequence started. But we're not asking too much out of it. We're not asking too much out of it. But basics, we must have. You might surprise, you will think what kind of parents these. When the Krishna Jayanti used to celebrate, means up to now we celebrating. But when the Krishna Jayanti, we know in East London up to midnight. When my children used to stay till 1 o'clock. Next day, I never used to send them to school. Perfect, done. Fixed rules there. There's no doubt on it. There's no compromise on it. Okay, you're celebrating, finished. Why must we feel shy? to celebrate our functions. Why must we have compromising in our when it's come to our dharma? And if you compromising with fully consciousness, then definitely you will have a guilt. I'm give you example because I'm talking about the based on the dharma, but you can go on every aspects of your life about the relationship with the husband and wife. You're fully aware what you're doing. Relationship between brother and sisters. You're fully aware what you're doing. Your decisions between yourself and your how to keep your parents, you're fully aware for it. You choose your destiny, remember, by performing the current time. So short-term benefit is long-term not good. Keep your glory away. Keep your self status quo away. Keep yourself promoting away and look at general benefit. And I always say, and I have seen in many cases, those who understand this language, they will go through a lots of turmoil in them. But end of that, they will have a satisfaction. They did something for their parents. They did something for their brothers and sisters. They did something for them society. They did something for them world which is they living. Otherwise, selfish interest, it will keep you happy, but it will not give you a satisfaction. Because somewhere around the corner in your heart, it will be a guilt that I could have helped my parents. I could have stayed with my parents. I could have spent a time with my colleagues. I could have spent a time with my brothers and sisters. That before that guilt come in your life, think about it, realize about it, and do something yourself. And be a part of the build a bridge before the storm and heavy rain comes. This can before anything big damage comes, be a part of the rebuild the society. Society means our Hinduism, our culture, our traditions, our language, our faith, our belief systems, and our ways of the life. If you think this video is helpful, only you just do the one thing, share, subscribe this channel, and also encourage more and more people. By sharing this video in your WhatsApp group, you are throwing one stone in the river as a part of the building the bridge. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you on 19th, Friday evening, about astrological talk. O ઈશ્વર ભજીએ તને મોટું છે તુજ નામ ગુણ તારા નિત્ય ગાઈએ થાય અમારા કામ હેત લાવી હસાવ તું સદા રાખ દિલ સાફ ભૂલ કદી કરીએ અમે તો પ્રભુ કરજો માફ ओम देवो शांतिरंतरिक्षगुम शांति पृथ्वी शांतिराप शांतिरोखदयः शांति वनस्पतयः शांतिर्विश्वे देवा शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वगुम शांति शांतिरेव शांति श्यामा शांतिरेधि ओम शांति शांति शांति।